Mike, the Big
Hey,
Cheese.
Faisal, how are you? Good talking with you.
Good talking to you, bro. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. And you're a fellow Brooklyn native these days, I see.
We are Brooklyn's, man. We can't leave Brooklyn. It's in the blood. It's becoming in the blood, man. You can't. I tried living in the city for a while. It's like it didn't last me 3 months, to be honest. I go crazy with that Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah, it grows on you. I mean, you've been all over the world coming from Iraq, and I mean, it's been some journey for this band. It's just unbelievable. And when I hear people say, how come it took the band 15 years to get like the first full-length record? I'm like, did you see the movie? Did you see what these guys have been going through? I mean, it's almost secondary compared to everything else in life.
It is true. It is like you had to pay some dues, some really leftovers, unfinished businesses all over you, and like it's not just like because of the album not being finished, but you know what? It's until this very moment, we all care about our families who still live there. So you can't take any certain move, any certain chance without thinking that this album or any song in in this album can, or any word can affect your family over there, in a meaning of a political side or a religious side or a society. You can't say any matter of criticism by any means. So you have to think about what's the consequences that's going to follow. So it's not just years, not just like hard work of playing, trying to change a lot of details in each song. It's just more than that, man. It sucks the life out of you.
I could imagine. Well, I mean, this is the first like full-length record, but you guys have other recordings out there from the singles and EP to the demo tapes from back when you were back home. And I mean, but this time you went with Kickstarter. Is that the way you think it's going to be from now on for bands to go and like fund their music and record albums and tour and everything else like business-wise?
Well, unfortunately, Mike, I mean the music industry it's getting in a bad situation. I mean, since I got here, and all I hear is bands are trying to tour as much as they can to make some money for themselves, to keep those four wheels they're touring with running.
Yeah.
And it's always a high hopes for Southern America and Europe. It's always been that way. And it's never been that way before. Like, I mean, if you think about 20 years from now, bands used to be coming here to make some money.
Yeah. Sure.
And keep that financial going and the spirit of rock and roll. And you remember the good old days,
Absolutely.
You can't deny that. I mean, but it's an unfortunate fact, and I really wish that you can actually like not witness those glorious days again, but like, you know what, at least give a little taste of the cake. You have
Sure.
you have that living part that you rely on, and most of us had lived as a hungry artist, and just lived in the streets with his life in his suitcase, backpacking all the way. Now we are trying to cope in with the society, trying to write some music, but in terms you have to pay some bills, get a job, take more time and effort out of yourself. And you know what? I feel like I am getting too much. It's not that I'm like having a little complaint in me, but you know what? It's just the way it is. You live in New York. It's different, man. It's a different battle, different situation. You get busy.
Absolutely.
You get busy with different things. But hey, man, I thank God before anything, and thank my like the opportunity that got me here. And before
Yeah.
anything, we are always thankful for being alive in the first place. People like us, I mean, never had the opportunity in the first place, and we just got lucky that we saw cameras chasing our asses all over the place, and you know what? No, it's true. I mean, like not a lot of people of my friends or something didn't make it. Didn't make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I took that path and led me here.
Well, we're glad you
But
got here. I mean, when you go back to when they asked you to be a part of that movie, uh,
yeah,
was it something you really had to think hard about, or did you just jump into doing it? Because that was like a bold move at the time over there, because God only knows what could have happened, by you guys participating in something like that.
you have to think about it, Mike. You have to. It's not an easy task. Um, you always think about the danger that these guys got to put you through. Because to be honest, I've been a journalist for a while. I've never not a journalist, but I would say a photographer, like a camera guy, just
Yeah,
a translator, a fixer. Worked with the media a lot. Um, Over there, it's in a war zone. It's a different situation. You have they will do anything to take the story, you know, and once the story is over, you're over. So
yeah,
so it was just a matter of time, or probably seconds, until the locals, or not the locals, the militias will discover that you've been in treason with these folks. So, and that would be your deadline. Um, but yeah, we took a lot of risks in the past, and making interviews was too too much of an effort. We had to go to hidden places. We had to go into like the security, the most exclusive secured zone, just to cross a gate after another, just to get to the meeting room, to make that interview and then go back. And after the war, it was chaotic. You don't know who's who, and who's with you and who's against you. So it was all over the place. But we knew that we're not going to last in this country. I mean, for like in staying in this country. It's not like that we're hating or no. Until now, I love Baghdad. I love Iraq. It's in my blood, man. It's the country, the motherland that grew
sure.
me. But there's a different meaning between your genetic parent and your adoption ones. These guys is gonna
Absolutely.
really raise you, and these guys who's gonna bring you life. You know what I'm saying? But this is the way that we feel. We still have the feeling for our original land, but whatever happened in the past, and we're trying to make our future and create our path. It wasn't really pleasant, and we were really sad, and still sad about it. We wish
Yeah.
everything will go well. Um, but yeah, back to
Hopefully
your
it will.
question, man. It was really risky making all those interviews, and especially these guys wanted to go from a neighborhood to another, like show them our place, our parents' house, and tell them like how we travel to our work. It was kind of risky.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. But you know what? The good news is that at least you're here now. You're good. Hopefully, you're getting family over here. And, with the new record out now, I mean, people will say, like, your music is like part of your environment, part of your culture. But when you hear the new record, Mesh, I mean, you would never know the difference. I mean, it's just a brutal record from start to finish. And it's got like this amazing classical concept behind it. I mean, was this something that you had planned on doing for a long time? Were these songs like stuff that's been building up over the last few years?
The songs were based on different random ideas that we tried to play during the years. Like, yeah, we toured with some of these songs all over, and and basically the concept of the album has have completely changed in the past year, and we wanted to make something different. We wanted to make some like a little tribute to our homeland, and it didn't have to be something that didn't have something to deal with war or hunger or something, but it has to combine the meaning of life and death. It has to bring humanity and their greetings to mortality and desire to live ever after. And it's kind of an ancient story, and it basically take a place in our homeland, in the old civilization, which they used to call it Uruk. And that king who actually demanded mortality and fight his entire life with his best friend Enkidu, or when he met Enkidu, and they both of them decided to go in a journey. It's really a passionate story. It really takes.
Faisal, you there? I think we lost the connection.
Sorry about
Hey, we lost the connection there.
that. So yeah,
Two people from Brooklyn can't connect on the phone. I could probably get you better if you were on the other side of the world.
I can't believe this. What kind of service is this? Eh?
We were better off sitting in a diner somewhere and doing this in person.
I know, right? Like, where's our society with all this? Come on.
Incredible. But I got most of what you were saying in there, so that was good. We got almost the whole thing in there. But the new record is just a killer album, and I'm hoping that one day you can actually get back to some of the stuff off the Black Scorpion demo and maybe redo it or re-record it.
Black Scorpions demo. Oh my God! How did you remember that?
Underworld, Psycho, Beginning of the End.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, man. I don't know. It's kind of I mean, like the 3 or 4 of us were like stupidly young and passionate back in the day, and most of these songs, I gotta tell you, it took a place where it had recorded, in that little abandoned basement down in Iraq. We just just threw it out there. It's kind of a long passion, but I feel like the Black Scorpion album, you can't redo it the same way, unless if you actually have a super crazy equipment back in the same basement, down in the same live, and then I think it took a lot of that's the exact thing. You can't redo Kill 'Em All for Metallica by Metallica and like in the modern days. It's like, imagine that.
I agree, but they're doing it.
Whatever, man. I love the old album.
So do I.
You can replace Burton. I'm sorry.
I know. Hey, I also tried to do that once before. You're right. It doesn't sound the same. You can't recreate that vibe that you were feeling when you wrote those songs, no matter how great they are. It was a time and place, and you can't recreate that. But it'd be great to hear, like, you being able to fix them up, clean them up a little bit, and get them out, like maybe as a bonus on another record or something.
I know.
That would be great.
Don't get no. It would be awesome to get those remanufactured and put under consignment just to get it out there. I feel, trust me, I feel a lot sad because like some of these songs has been forgotten, and it's not like because we intended to forget about it. It's more like the path this band is taken. It's kind of taken a different wave, and to be honest, I'm not like the young kid that I used to scream back in the day. I used to have that. Yeah, I used to have that little whistle in my throat, but now I feel like After a lot of growling, after a lot of screaming, I'm kind of a an old man right now.
Well, it was definitely a different sound and band then compared to like what people are going to hear now.
Yeah, yeah, true. It's true.
Uh,
I feel like this album now, the latest album, it is bringing some new dimension, some new genre to the field, and I really wish that I can dig into more of our stories, more of our history, and dig, like it's kind of a beautiful, man. It's kind of the way that they describe it, and like if you don't have to go such a biblic or like something from the Quran or something just to explain what's what's right and what's wrong, but you have to go over. You have to go way beyond, like the creation of those myths. Like, how did human beings decided to go to war? How did human beings actually created something called money? You know,
yeah,
how did human beings actually survive, fight for their survival and their food and their shelter and the like. If you, it's not like I'm talking about the man evolution, but yeah. Okay, let's go back all the way to the Stone Age, but it's not about that. It's in between where we actually started fucking things over.
yeah.
You know, and it's like, sorry for my F word. I just get. I'm sorry. I'm living in Brooklyn. I can't help it.
That's okay. That's how we speak.
Yeah, I know. Damn it. We can't literally help it.
That's
But
right.
yeah, man, it's mhm.
You've been
Go
working
for
with
it.
Alex Skolnick for the last couple of years too.
Yeah, man. Alex Kolnick is one of the most talented and passionate people and guitar players, musician, toter, sensei. You can call him however you want to call him, dude. The guy is super amazing.
Yeah,
The guy is a master. He's a truly a masterpiece. He's a friend. You know, before anything, he's a true friend. He will stick by you. He will come in like, "Hey, Alex, what are you doing? Let's go for a drink after this." You know, we don't have to meet for work. It's like, yeah, let's go there. Let's do some drinking. And it was like, and we'll go in, like, we'll talk. We'll sit in a restaurant. We don't even have to talk anything about our main jobs. You know, we'll talk about music. We'll talk about old records. We'll talk about some passion, like some jazz events. And he is full of good stuff. You know, a ticking treasure. Is about just to explode with information, with like details after details after these. You just sit there and listen to him. You know, he's such an educational guy. And we've always felt like he's the most reader and, you know, knowledgeable guy. He likes to be knowledgeable about his surroundings, whatever happening in the other side of the world. He's really awesome, and he educated us a lot during the album, during the two albums. He's always been there.
that's
And
kind of important in a way. Like, to have somebody like that. It's almost like a fairy godfather in a way to kind of help you out and guide you and show you like the ins and outs of the business, because this could be a brutal business. If you're not really familiar with it or like the goings on of it, because a lot of bands get together and they just want to write music, get a record out, go and play up on stage. They don't think about the whole business end of it till sometimes it's a little too late. And it's good to
yeah,
have somebody who can kind of guide you through all that bullshit and kind of, let you know what the deal really is.
I mean, it's kind of a, like you said, Mike. It's a brutal world. You once you step into it, it starts sucking you in.
Yeah.
Because you're not only writing music for your fans, and you're actually trying to deliver this music, and you can't deliver that music in the shade. You know, you have to be you have to go to events, you have to socialize, you have to write to people, you have to you have to involve the social media, Facebook, your homepage, your your events, your other like etc. You start like selling merch. You start being on the road. You buy the van. You take the deal. You have to divide the economy and the gas costs and the food that's gonna cause the bands. It's a whole lot of mess. But how you deal with it is you have to look up for whoever used to be in this path and start learning. You start going with the flow, like take it step by step. It's not easy being in a band. It's awesome. Like you're seeing people, you're traveling everywhere, you're looking into more cultures and more stories, more towns you never been to, you never dreamed to be into. But you know what? But once you think about all those stuff, remember, you have a lot. You need some good support to push you over.
Yeah.
So here comes business, and here comes economy, and like we said before, it's not. It's like the starving bands is not really making it these days.
Yeah, it's rough. Well, are you going to get a chance to get out on the road this year with the album, or are you going to just take a little time off now and let the album kind of breathe?
We're actually thinking about taking this to the next level. I mean, we're being so breathable right now just to take things easier, like you said. The album has had a lot of impact on us. It sucked a lot of energy out of us.
Yeah.
6-7 months in the studio, 12 hours a day for the whole week. You know, probably the sound engineer will take a couple of days off, but we're back in the business like once he's back, and it wasn't really easy. And now after that we started like doing the packaging for the Kickstarter campaign, because these guys been super awesome and super patient with us, and most of them are like families to us, you know, like they just gave us their hearts. It's not like about their money, but giving us the right push. We until this very moment, we still owe them a lot of goodwill and thanks, and we really hope that we're going to be on the road again to see them in person, to thank them in person. So it was super awesome move out of them. So we're trying to be on the loop. We're trying to give them all they want. And don't forget, like, it's packaging. We're talking about pounds. Oh, that's another thing for those who think about bands. Trying to rock his world. If you start a Kickstarter, think about packaging. Think about pounds you're gonna be sending. Think about global customs and shipments and all that. You know,
it's a lot.
And once it hits over 700 or 800 donators,
it's a lot of packaging.
You better start counting your hair. Because this is probably going to be last for you, but the numbers is going to be disappearing after you lose your memory.
Well, you know what? That Kickstarter campaign is going to be a lot of work, but at least they got this album out, and that's the most important thing, is that people are going to get to hear it and hopefully see you guys on tour this year. Faisal, I can't thank you enough for talking with me today, man. It's been a pleasure. And if you got a show coming up somewhere in Brooklyn, let me know, man. We'll try to get you in St. Vitus before the end of the year.
Oh, hell yeah. We've been actually discussing St. Vitus. We want to rock that stage, man. We really want to. But yeah, Mike, you'll be the first to know. I'm really glad that I had this interview, and I'm really wishing to hit the road soon enough and to be with my own family and friends. It's not like I'm having fun around here, but it's real. I am really glad that this album came to a good review, so I can at least face people after 15 years of hard work and tell them, like, I finally did it. So
that's right, man. That's the most thing to be proud of. You take care, buddy. I'll see you around the neighborhood. Take care.
Absolutely, man. Take care. Be safe.
Bye-bye.